Oh my god! Hi everyone! Hi! It's been a while! Oh my goodness! Hi! Hello everyone! Are we aware of the events that took place over this week to me? Are we aware, everybody? In case you didn't know. In case you didn't know, me, just by existing and enjoying One Piece, got I shouldn't say this, got a gender piece really mad. And you know how I did that? Because I wanted Shanks and Buggy to kiss. That's it. That's all I did. The Yowie incident, the Shaggy incident, authentically just wanted them to kiss, and it caused a whole thing. Thank you for the sub, the funny pink lady from the YouTube shorts. Thank you. The Shuggy is real. They were mad as hell that I guessed that Shanks missed Buggy. I'm telling you. They were mad as hell because I knew Shanks wanted the clown. I'm sorry. The Yowie incident, thank you for the sub. It was a hell of a week. I have not been, I don't believe I've been mentally ill that many times in the span of 24 hours, but hey, there's a record for everything, right? There's a new time for everything. So, I'll take it. I'll take it with pride, with grace. I'll move on. And now everyone knows that I'm Shuggy pilled. Now everyone knows that I'm a bit of a Shuggy fan. Hi! Oh my god, thank you for the subs, everybody. Anyway, it was a hell of a week. Hell of a week. A hell of a week to happen on Pride as well. I just think that was incredible. So yeah. Happy Shuggy hours, everyone. Happy Shuggying. It was a fantastic chapter. It was absolutely a fantastic chapter, though. I'm still like giddy from it. I need you to know. I'm still absolutely giddy from it, and I'm still so happy about it. So, do not worry. Nothing has brought me down. In fact, it has only made me more excited about what's gonna happen with Shanks and Buggy. I'm so excited. I'm so excited. Also, yeah, I don't know what's happened with my sub notif. For some reason, it's gone back to Chaz It Up. I don't know what's happened here, so sorry. It's currently Chaz It Up. I don't know why. I've lost Sanji moaning. I'm sorry, everybody. So, aside from that, that's what happened, and that's fine. So now we can move on to the new chapter, and it's flashback time, isn't it? It's flashback time. All right, chapter 1153. Let's get started. By the way, avoiding spoilers for this was a pain in the ass. I haven't had to like matrix bullet dodge as much as this, only because people were replying to me on Twitter with the new chapter, and I was like, can you please, like, please stop. Oh my goodness. I only got spoiled for one thing because I managed to do this to anything that I thought was spoilers, and it was just the cover. It was just the cover page. It wasn't anything else. So if it's gonna be anything, I'd prefer nothing, but if it's gonna be anything, I guess that. So I don't know. I don't know anything. Oh! And it's incredibly cute. So what I was spoiled for is Kiku wearing Izzo's cape. That was the only thing I was spoiled for. And that is so cute. It's Yamato and Kiku meeting each other. Oh, Daimyo of Ringo, Kiku Nojo, and Boss Ocho. And it's so cute. Oh my god, are Kiku and Yamato besties? Oh, happy Pride, everyone. Happy Pride, everyone. That is so cute. That is T for T, for real. That is so cute. Oh my goodness. That is such a cute cover. Oh, this is so cute. I didn't actually see it. I just knew Kiku was wearing Izzo's cape. Because it's Izzo's cape, isn't it? That is so cute. That is so cute. Oh, I've got nothing to add to it. It's just adorable. Man. All right. Let's continue. Chapter 1153, The Birth of Loki. Very big excited for this. Very excited for this. Ooh, okay. Apparently this is good. This chapter, apparently it's good, so I can't wait to see what's gonna happen here. Prince Harold of Elbaf lived out his rather unhinged childhood years alongside Dory and Brocky. Oh my god, they were besties ever since they were babs. Thanks to his innate size and strength, gifts from his ancient giant blood, as well as his noble status, he developed an inflated sense of self, and no one could stop him from growing into a royal pain. Everyone outside of Elbaf is so tiny and pitiful and boring. Don't you agree? Of course, Your Majesty. You're exactly right. Why is he spread like that? What's he doing? What's he is he flinging his booger at a ship or a shark? Oh, it's a shark. Okay. This guy. Oh my goodness. Dory, little Dory and Broggy are so cute. Oh. Bunt Kingdom, New World. Come one, come all. Marvel at the 10-meter woman. Feel the earth tremble as she walks. Oh. Cover your ears when she barks thunder. A rare giant from the exotic land of Elbaf. Feast your eyes on Ida. Step away from the cage if you don't want to be hurt. Not happy about that. Turning a giant into a sick sideshow. They've got some nerve. Yeah, that's fucked up. That's not good. She's very cute, though. She's very cute. Oh, she doesn't have horns. They just put them on her. Barahaha, gahaha. They thought that Elbaf was a joke. Well, who's laughing now? Who are you? No need to thank me. I'm the king of Elbaf. I won't stand to see my homeland disrespected like that. Oh, what? Your Majesty, King Harold, huh? Oh my god. Wait, the face. This is a new Oda face. Now, okay, listen. I've noticed something. Loki's face. You can't. This one? Can you see that? Not really. Oda. I don't know how recent this was. I don't think this was very recent, but Oda has like. He read Rose of Versailles, which is like, you know, like the shoujo manga, right? And I've noticed that he's starting to draw shoujo expressions or like paneling more. At least this is something that I've picked up. Like, when Usopp got hit by the cat when they thought they were hallucinating, and there was a panel of Nami yelling, Usopp! That looked really shoujo. And it feels like he's starting to write a bit more like, not write but draw. It feels like he's incorporated some shoujo-ness into his art now. Yeah, he did. He read Rose of Versailles. He even commented on it, and he went, wow, they were both women. Awesome. It was really cute. Yeah, Oda reads a lot. He reads a lot, which is why it's like, you know what I mean? He's a very I say global, but that's not the word. He incorporates tons into his work. Tons into his work. And you can tell. You can just tell. Like now, that's a new expression, and it's very shoujo to me. Anyway, sorry. Turn the ship around. I need to apologize. So many people were hurt back there. Are you insane? You care about that mini kingdom of tiny humans. Do I have to hit you again? King Harold, they saved my life when I was washed up on their shore and gave me a job to do. Oh, they were kind enough to help me make a living until I was fully healed. What do you mean tiny humans? Just because you happen to be born huge and are coincidentally strong and brutish, you actually think that makes you better than humans? How can you be so arrogant? It's pathetic. This is why everyone thinks that all giants are as barbaric and brutish as Elbaf. Now, I'm assuming he's about to fall in love with this woman, and that would make this Hayrudin's mom, but we'll find out. Just because I was born huge. Oh, this is really cute! Wait, sorry, Loki. Sorry, Harold's expressions are really cute! They're really cute! Oh! Wait, oh no, oh no, oh no, oh no, guys. I love a big cute man. I like a big cute man. I can't. I like when big men cute. You know, that's why I like Zoro. I think he cute. Oh no. This isn't good. Oh. Oh. Should we just set sail, King Harold? Why are you all just spacing out, huh? Go and help her, you ninnies. That town is as tiny as a model. It's easy work. Yes, Majesty. Oh, that's so cute. This is so cute. Oh, he reminds me of Zoro. He reminds me of Zoro a lot because Zoro's like he's like this. You know what? Do you guys know what I mean? Please, someone tell me you know what I mean. Foily, you did say that. He's cute. He's cute on the inside. That's so cute. Oh, their method of construction is completely different from ours. We should tell everyone about it when we return to Elbaf. I want to bring home some of their spices. I've never tasted flavors like these before. Notice how hardy their fabric is. Oh, and yet it's so fine. These humans are more skilled than we realized. They're doing the Nika pose. You have to see things from their eye level, Harold. Nothing in the world is meant to be destroyed. Well. Yeah, okay. Yeah, why not? Why not? I was born on Samwanai Island in the South Blue. After some twists and turns, my life's path brought me here. So you crossed the Serpent of Blood. You mean the Red Line? Well, yes, which is why I can't go back home. Oh no, they're really cute. Oh, he's literally getting on eye level. Then come to Elbaf and not as barbaric as you say. Oh, maybe I was mistaken about you too. King Harold's changed. Yeah, it's creepy. I bet it won't last long. This is like Odin and Toki when they were talking on the ship. Oh. Oh, this is cute. Elbaf 105 years ago. I wish to atone for all my countless crimes. What's gotten into you, Harold? I may be out of the country more often than I'd wish, but it is only to join hands with our neighbors and ask them to teach us their culture. If we learn from the rest of the world, we can make our land and lives richer. Yeah, but Dory and Broggy are still raising hell out there. Ah ha ha. They are good friends of mine, but they have always been eccentric. They're cordial with humankind and follow a code of honor. That's true. It doesn't hurt that they can fight, of course. But if they pose too much of a threat to other nations, we may have to rein them in. Zababa, what a turnabout. Bochacha, these laughs. Meeting new people took him on a journey. Harold, no, Elbaf is blessed with good luck. Oh, it's really cute. For example, by sending diplomats back and forth, we can help deepen the ties and friendship between nations. Why is diplomats bolded there? I see, so we're each taking hostages then. Don't say it like that. It means that countries can't get to be friends, unless the people in them are connected somehow. Elbaf 81 years ago, Fisherman Village, Eastern Elbaf. The baby's been born! Congratulations, Harold and Ida. Thank you all, and now Ida and I can... Yeah, no, you're forbidden from marrying her. The royal line must remain pure of blood. Now, hang on, I just have to say real quick. How is it that Oda's made giants and he still has made this fucking size difference between them? How does he do this? How does he keep doing this? He loves his size differences. He really likes them. Like, they're giants and she still is smaller than him. This fucking guy. Oh my god. It's either way. He either makes the guy super big or the woman super big. It's never the same. Never the same. I think the only normal couple might be Shaki and Rayleigh. Maybe. Maybe. Like who are alive and together. Size difference is cute. It's true. Because, like, Gabon and Ripley, come on. Come on, Oda, you fucking freak. I see you. Sorry. So, anyway, I'm sorry, Ida. It gulls me that it must come to this. This is just how the culture works. You can't get emotional and fight against it. You're always welcome in our village, Ida. Oh, as long as you live in the same country as Daddy, you'll be happy, right, Hairuden? Ah! Ah! So it is Hairuden, yeah. So that's his mama. Oh, so we had a very kind mummy. Who did not take shit from this man. Love that. Also one of Oda's things, he loves violent, bossy women. He loves them! I have... Like, I can't think of many of Oda's girlies that have gotten with men that are not, like, bossy and violent. They're always bossy and violent. Oh god. Again, Oda, I don't need to know anything about you and your wife. I don't need to know, but thanks anyway. Thanks anyway. Anyway, Alright. Oh! Oh! Good golly, Mercury! Who is this woman? Oh my goodness. This is Loki's mom, I assume. Whoa! Whoa! My god! Oh my god. Harold, if you don't want to, I'm free. Ooh, good god. This is your true betrothed, Harold. Estrid's blood is pure and ancient. She is the one worthy of being our queen, and I study... Oh, I was born in the brewer's village to the north, and I studied geomancy. Geomancy. What is that? What's that? Geomancy? What is that? It's astrology, is it? Earth magic, crystals, rock magic. Why does no one know? Placement stuff. Guys! Crystal. Okay, we'll go with crystals. It is my fate to love you for the rest of my life. Forget all about that woman and child to the east. Oh, that's kind of fucked though. Oh, that's... No. Estrid. Good heavens, the spirit is escaping to the east. Your good luck is getting away. We must close those windows at once, huh? And that mirror, it's in the 5-star kill position. Destroy it at once. Damn, I really like her. I really like her. This is Asla, the horse of good fortune. There it is, the family horse. It's a gift from my clan. Boys? The perfect mount for you, King Harold. I have no doubt that this horse will bring you great luck. Sorry. Oh, goodness. Oof. I have no doubt. Wow, she's really big. I have no doubt that this horse will bring you great luck. It's enormous, and why does it have 8 legs? Oh shit, it does too. Guards, bring all the jewels and gold in the treasury to my chambers. This is to ensure that the fortunes of wind and earth are sent in His Majesty's direction. Also, inform the scullery maids that from this day forward, the king and I will be using the fine silver to eat all of our meals. Is she just after luxury? so okay. About 70 years ago, in an era when the rigors of the sea made it difficult to maintain trade between islands, Elbaf's skill at navigation was the envy of other nations. There's a star to the north that never moves called the Pole Star. Ooh, ah. You said you met a mermaid, King Harold. Yes, I have at last fishmen too. In the kingdom where those with fish blood live, their king has a newborn hare named Neptune. All the creatures of the sea, not just the mermaids and fishmen, were engaged in a grand celebration that spanned the sea floor. Ooh. Aura's castle Elbaf 63 years ago, while Harold was away from home. Congratulations, my queen. It's a very healthy boy. His name is Loki. The king and I decided on it. He is a ... very healthy boy. Oh, I'm scared to turn the page. Now, show me my baby. I'm scared to turn it. I'm scared to turn this page. I'm scared to turn the page. I'm scared to turn the page. Wait! My Twitter guessed this! They guessed this! They guessed this! My Twitter guessed it. They guessed the Sauron eyes. They guessed it. I'm like shocked that they guessed it. Because whereas someone in here, Forrest, they said that I was spoiled by art, and I was like, no, it's not spoilers. They said it's not spoilers. They just had an interpretation. They guessed it. Oh my god, they guessed it. Sauron eyes. Guys, did you know that Oda likes Lord of the Rings? Did you know? No, they didn't spoil it. They did not spoil it at all. They guessed it. They specifically said this is not spoilers. They hadn't even seen the chapter. They didn't. They didn't. Oh my goodness. Wow. It really is Sauron eyes. I was right. I was right. He has cursed eyes. I said that, didn't I? I said that Loki's eyes are either super beautiful or they're cursed. That is something that I guessed, yeah, because everyone thought it was devil fruits. Haha. Haha. Nah, he's just got little cursed eyes. Also beautiful. He's got a beautiful cat's eye. Wow, he's got his mama's eyes if they weren't cursed. Wow, it's terrifying, your majesty. It's horrid. What is that thing? That is no son of mine. Please, your majesty, try to remain calm. Oh. So I assume, by the way, his mum's got the pink hair, just saying. This is a big pink lady. I forgive her. Tell the kingdom that it was... Tell the kingdom that it was stillborn. Ah, you can't be serious. It is accursed. Just look at that baby. It's a monster. Oh, he's crying! I forgive her still. Oh my god. Okay. This is how I know Oda's growing. Do you want to know why I know this? Do you want to know why I know this? Because I assumed Loki had daddy issues. Because tons of his characters have daddy issues. Right? But Oda is now moving on to mummy issues as well. He is now moving on to mummy issues that are not just the mum is dead. It's now, no, mums can be bastards too. No, Big Mum was like the first major one. Like, I thought Big Mum was, like, gonna be it, but he tends to still default to daddy problems, right? And daddy issues. No, he's starting to evolve and he's starting to give more of them mummy problems. We've got some more mummy problems. Wow. Oh my god. The Prince of Elbaf grasped for the empty air, but no hands reached out to envelop his own. Oh, stop, your majesty. He's the royal heir. Oh, she fucking threw him out. The most unfortunate of all living creatures is the one whose very existence is denied by its mother in the moment of its birth. Do you hear me? I bore no child. Do not tell a soul about this. But what are you planning to do? I'm going back home. I never want to bear another child. Your Majesty, head guardsman, down in the underworld. What about the underworld? Oh my fucking god! Oh my god! Oh. This is like berserk type of shit. Like, this is like guts levels of birth. Like, oh my god! I never thought I'd see this. I never thought I'd see like, oh, like One Piece has it all. One Piece has it all. I have to read the panel. I'm sorry, I have to read the panel, but Jesus Christ. Oh my god. Queen Estrid fell ill. Get rid of the child. There was a prophecy before it was even born. The prophecy said that King Harold would one day be killed by his own son. Not that madness again. And while Harold was busy banging his head against the problem of national relations, the world government has stepped in to block our path again. Why can't countries be free to decide for themselves? T. Hey, can I see the baby too? He's your brother. He's not your son, so he's not my brother. Oh, you're even sweet like that. All of the misfortunes that would fall upon Elbaf would be known as Loki's curse. What did I say? What did I say? What did I guess? What the hell did I guess? Come on, everyone, say it with me. MelonTeee was right. He wasn't a bad kid. He wasn't a bad boy. He was simply unloved, and Elbaf decided to blame him. They decided to blame him for his problems. And to that person that said, Mel, that was obvious. No, it wasn't. It was not obvious. You guys are saying, Mel, that was obvious. That was obvious. Guys, you should have been there when Loki was first introduced. You should have been around when he was first introduced. That shit was not obvious to fucking anyone. Not to anyone except to me, apparently. Do you know how many people are like, oh my god, Loki's gonna be the villain. Loki's gonna be the antagonist. Loki's gonna be evil. Look at all the shit he's done. Look at all the shit he's done to Elbaf. And how I kept saying, I don't think he did all that shit because he's actively hating Elbaf. Somehow I feel like any bad thing that is happening to Elbaf, they're just blaming him. You guys saying that was obvious. You were not here. You were not here when these chapters were first coming out. You were not here. I was against the world, bitch. I was against the world when I was telling everyone I don't think Loki's actually bad. You guys don't remember, but I do. I do, because I was betting money on it. Nice fucking try. Everyone, it was actually, you just can't fathom. You can't fathom my big, beautiful brain. Anyway, yeah. That is horrifying. That is absolutely horrifying. So, also something else that I'm assuming that I'm going to be correct about is, Loki being cruel to Hyduden because he was jealous, right? Hyduden had a life and a mother that Loki wanted. Because remember, Loki's mother, like, we were told that Loki's mother, like, died. And when we saw Loki being cruel to Hyduden and saying, your bastard mother or whatever the hell, I had guessed that I think he's being cruel because he wants that. He would like a mother around. I wasn't expecting it that he wanted a mum that loved him. Like, I wasn't expecting for it to be he just wants a mum that loved him, because I'd assumed that his mum had loved him when he was born. That dead wrong about that. Dead wrong about that. His mum despised him. Thank you for the subs. That's crazy. That's insane. Look, Estrid is bad, but I'm gonna be honest with you guys, there are still worse parents in One Piece. Like Judge. I still 100% will push Judge as the worst fucking parent to exist in One Piece. I will happily still push him as that. Estrid's bad. She's bad. Right? She is bad. But I still would put Judge as the worst. As the absolute worst. Because she threw him off a cliff. Yeah, and then Judge imprisoned Sanji for, what was it, like 6 months. Put his head in a fucking iron cage. And tried to hide him from the world. Let him be abused for how many years. And then said, I don't want you. Like, that is... Judge didn't try to murder his newborn son. He wanted to. He sure fucking wanted to. He even said, I'm still human. I just couldn't do it. But I wanted to. Like, I really don't think, like, she's bad. But it's the fact that Judge was running a whole household that abused Sanji that I don't fuck with. Yeah, I don't know. They're both pretty bad. They're both pretty bad. She's still attractive, though. It seems Loki does in fact look like his mama. Does look like his mama. That makes me like Loki more. I'm tricked. I was thoroughly tricked. Guys, I'm here fucking squeezing my hog to Shamrock, who is probably a horrible, horrible, horrible person. Estrid is a horrible person. But I can still say she's pretty. But she's evil. Like, she's still horrible. Guys, come on. She's still horrible. And you know what? I like evil women. I like that we're getting evil women. I enjoy evil women. I enjoy the range. I enjoy the range. I enjoy evil women. So I enjoy the fact that we get this evil, evil lady. She was playing baby basketball. Guys, she was just hitting the fadeaway jumper. Anyway, I'm not choosing women over each other. Where did this come from? Don't put words in my mouth. I would never make women compete. I would never make women compete. How dare you do that to me? How dare you say that about me? Sorry, I missed, why is Sanji moaning on my YouTube? Incoming emotional Luffy saving Loki from falling to his death moment. Yep. No, 100%, 100%, 100%. I don't think Loki's joining, by the way. I think... Thanks for the sub, everyone. I don't think Loki's joining. I think, like, this is just, you know, Luffy likes him. But I think it's going to be another thing of, like, just because Luffy asked Loki to join, that doesn't mean he's joining. This happened before. Like, of course more people are saying he'll join because Luffy asked. But again, I've played these games before. I've played these games before. Finally, another bad One Piece mom. Exactly. And the reason I'm saying I've played these games before is because What I'm thinking is going to happen here is Loki will help Elbaf. I think Loki does want a home among Elbaf. I think he does want to be wanted by Elbaf because Luffy says to Loki, no one wants you here. No one here wants you, so why don't you come with me? Right? But I think that's not the point. I think that wouldn't help Loki. I think Loki wants to be wanted by Elbaf. I think Loki does like Elbaf and wants it to be his home. Right? And I think that's what's going to happen. I think it's going to be like Elbaf accepting Loki and Loki finding a home amongst Elbaf for the first time. No, I don't think Loki's going to join the crew. I don't. Sorry, let me read the next one that I got. Loki and Hyduden are petty and jealous of each other. They need to get past it and become what Elbaf needs. The two captains above Loki for Nakama, in my opinion. I can see that happening. I can see Hyduden and Loki joining up, reuniting and actually having a relationship. I can see that. I can see that happening. Yeah, I just don't think Loki's place is on the Straw Hats. I don't think it is. I think Loki's place is on Elbaf. I do think that he wants to be with Elbaf. Because his idol was Rox. And now I'm starting to see more why his idol was Rox. Because he probably, like, who the fuck else does he have to admire? Right? Like, what else does he have? At that age, what else did he have? Rox was probably cool to him. Creating a family, I suppose, around him. That was probably something he really admired. I don't know if he met any other pirates at the time apart from Dorian Broggy. Loki would love Shadow the Hedgehog. And now, yeah, now Lola rejected him. Yeah, it's no wonder that Loki, like, things are starting to piece together now, right? It's no wonder that, Loki wanted Lola, and Lola specifically, and not Chiffon, who looked like Lola, because he clearly wants someone that he personally likes to like him back. Like, that's what he wants, you know? He just wants someone that he likes to like him back. And he's got Shaggy currently, but he hasn't met Shaggy. And I have to wonder if that's what makes that relationship a bit more walled. Because they've never met. And it's easy to like someone you've never met. I'm proof. None of you have ever met me. And you like me. Right? So, having Luffy here, and here's the thing, Loki's been fucking rancid to Luffy, in a sense. He's been pretty mean to him. He's been pretty rude. He's been somewhat violent, right? And, Luffy fucked with him. He fucked with him hard. He really liked him. And now Luffy is going, yeah, I like you. Come with me. Right? And isn't that adorable? Like, that's exactly what Loki needs, and it's becoming quite clear that that is what Loki needed. Which is why I'm like, Loki's 100% gonna get the power of friendship. Through Elbaf. He's definitely gonna get the power of friendship, and Luffy is definitely going to be around him and helping him. And I bet he's gonna be so cute. If Loki makes that same face that Harold made when Harold was pouting, like if Luffy says like, don't worry, I'm here to help you, you know, and then Loki's like, guys, I'm going to cry. I'm going to cry. I'm actually gonna cry. Because that is so cute. That is so cute. That's just adorable. By the way, Dorian Broggy sailed their whole lives together. Their whole lives. Forever. Forever. Not a wife or girlfriend in sight. I know that's fucking right. I know that is right. And they were roommates. Childhood best friends for real. Eccentric, that was funny. Guys, they're brothers. Oh my god, they're brothers. Stop making it weird. Men just can't be friends anymore. Shut up. Yeah, I'm stunned. I'm still looking at this panel. You can't see it. The baby Loki panel. That is insane. God, that is a very heavy panel. That is an incredibly heavy panel.
Seriously though, WTF, what kind of brothers talk about spending their lives with each other?
Okay. That's what I said on Twitter, and people got mad at me for that. And I was like, okay, but seriously. I'm serious here. When you grow up, right? Maybe when you're like a little baby and you're like, yeah, I want to be with my sibling forever. As you grow up, who do you know in your life, right? In your life, who is an adult, who willingly has chosen to live with their sibling in the same house? Who do you know that has done that? Willingly chosen to live in the same house with their sibling. I don't know anyone in my life. I don't know anyone in my life that's done that. Anyone. Homeschooled kids. Because this is what I'm talking about when I go, guys, it's like siblings don't act like this. Again, I have a sibling, I know. And people go, you're generalizing. No, this is usually the standard. This is usually the standard for sibling dynamics in the real world as well. Usually if you have the choice to live a life where you want to live it, you don't tend to live in the same house as your sibling, right? Like, if you're able to. You know why? Because you usually get a partner. You usually get a partner. Or you get friends, you know? Like, they don't tend to live together in the same house. It's a bit much. It's a bit much. You know? So it's the outlier if you do that. It's pretty normal if you don't do that. Just saying. I'm right, and I know I'm right. Because most of us don't know people who are doing that. How does Loki's backstory lead to this being Usopp's arc? Obviously, Usopp was thrown out by his dad as a baby. Obviously, and Usopp had to crawl up a mountain. Obviously, right? I think the Straw Hats would want to spend the rest of their lives together, but the Straw Hats are not siblings. I know, because it's like, oh, but they're called a family. And here's the thing, they're pirates. They are pirates. They are not a nuclear family relationship. That is a whole other thing. Look, that's something that pisses me off, actually. When people compare found family to nuclear family dynamics, like they think that's the same thing. Do you know how fucking annoying that is? This is not a nuclear family. They are not going to function the same as a nuclear family by definition of not being one. Because people try to assign mum, dad, brothers, sisters, child, and it's like, that is not how this works. That is not how found family works. They're not a nuclear family. because they're pirates. They're a pirate family. It's incredibly different. At worst, the Straw Hats like dating is like people in your friend circle dating. Like that's at worst what the Straw Hats would be if they ever dated. I'm just saying, it's not weird. You people make it weird, and it's not weird. It's super bizarre to me. Again, if you don't care for that, that's fine. I'm just saying that's the case. It's just bizarre that people are really, really strict about that because they put a nuclear family role on like pirate crews, and it's like they're pirates, guys. They're in love with adventure. Anyway, sorry, this was about Loki. What we were talking about? Usopp and Kaya is already confirmed in the LA. Yeah, I can write fanfiction too. And say it's confirmed. You know? And send it to Netflix and tell them to post that. Just saying. It's not hard. But you know. Why read the manga? Why read the manga? And take any you take the manga as canon? You take the manga as canon? That's weird. That's weird. That's suspicious. If I sent my fanfictions to Oda and said, do you want to read this? He'd say, hell yeah. Hey, if I paid him like $15 million, I think he'd read that shit. Yeah, I think he'd read that shit. Who wouldn't? Oda's your source? I think he'd read Shuggy Fic. I think he would. I think he'd enjoy that. Anyway, what are we talking about? I'm stuck on Loki. Right, so when it comes to Loki, no, I do not think he's joining the Straw Hats. And the reason, again, I don't think he's joining the Straw Hats is because I think his place is with Elbaf. And I think his place is with Elbaf because, again, I do believe he wants a home here. And I do believe he likes... No, I think Loki can be part of the fleet. Of course part of the fleet. Hydudin's part of the fleet. If anything, it makes more sense to me that he joins up with Hydudin and joins Luffy's fleet. That would make a lot of sense. And that would not only make sense, Luffy would be happy with that. Right? I think he'd be really happy with that. Because, Luffy likes him. He likes him. Also, guys, never, ever question Luffy's emotional intelligence again. If Luffy likes someone, he is correct in liking them. He is always right. He has never been wrong. People try to bring up, like, Kanjuro, right? Kanjuro was not Luffy's doing. That was not Luffy's doing. That was through Kinemon. Luffy didn't give a fuck. He liked Kinemon, not Kanjuro. He didn't even fucking talk to the guy. It was about Kinemon, right? So now we have more proof. Always trust. No, Luffy was right on Whiskey Peak as well. You know why? Because Vivi was part of Baroque Works. How many times do I have to say this? Baroque Works ended up trying to protect Vivi in that moment. They literally tried to help her. Outsiders walked in and said, Vivi, we're killing you. And then everyone Zoro had just been fighting started protecting Vivi. He was still correct about that in a roundabout way. Because Vivi was part of that. Right? They still fed him. And Vivi was still there. And Vivi was chill with the other agents at that point, except for Miss Valentine and Mr. Four. He was still correct. He wasn't wrong. He wasn't wrong there. He was fooled by Bellamy. He ended up being friends with Bellamy, my guy. It took a while, but he did. Bellamy also wasn't evil. He was just a messed up guy. He literally ended up being friends with Bellamy. Boa a horrible person? They fucking always talk about that because they can't handle a woman with range. They can't handle a woman with range. It's making me wonder if they're gonna handle Loki. But yeah, never question Luffy's emotional reading. Never question it. When it looks like he's gonna be wrong, he ends up being right. It happened with Pudding. He was chill with Pudding, and then we thought Pudding was evil, and then she wasn't. She was incredibly sad and incredibly manipulated, and she needed help. He's never been wrong. YouTube live comments are on the screen. You guys just come up late. You're there. I see you. At least you should be there. No, you are there. I just saw you pop up. I'm getting... Loki's got a few parallels. Loki's got a few parallels with a few people. But, it's interesting that Loki is indirectly connected to Big Mom and he is a horrible mother. I wonder if that was on purpose. Probably, right? Buggy wasn't Yonko material? He's not. Guys, that's literally the joke. He isn't. He's bluffing his way through it. Luffy's correct. Buggy is an idiot. He's quite literally being thrown around by Mihawk and Crocodile right now as we speak. That's the joke. That's the joke. He fails upwards. Guys, I love Buggy. I love Buggy, but he's currently being thrown around by two men. That's the joke. Buggy's literally like, how the fuck did I get here? That's the point, right? Why do most of the crew still doubt Luffy's decisions in this regard? Most of the crew don't. Most of the crew don't. Only Zoro did. Nami didn't give a fuck. They were going to get the key. Nami didn't give a shit. It was just Zoro. Which is why I was telling you guys, that's weird. No, Sanji didn't say anything about Loki. Only Zoro. Sanji, in fact, was asking, what the fuck is going on? Sanji kept looking around and asking, why are we being mean to this guy? When Girth was also like, yeah, good job for hurting him, Sanji was like, what is going on? Sanji had no idea what was happening. He was chill. Zoro was the only one that was really rough about it. He was the only one. Which is why I'm saying that was odd. And I've explained why I think Zoro's doing that. I don't think it's because he doesn't trust Luffy. I think he's trying to compensate right now. And by doing that, he's acting out a little bit. Tsubaki, don't trust the leaks until they're out, yeah. They've been wrong before. That would be interesting though if that's true, and we'll talk about it if it's true. If, I say with a big if. But yeah, no. So it's not that the crew doubt Luffy. They don't doubt Luffy. Right? They don't doubt Luffy. Zoro doesn't doubt Luffy. It's just currently in Elbaf, he's on edge. He's on edge. Zoro is stressed by his cock dysfunction. Oh my god. But yeah, this is a heavy chapter. So the question now remains, like, how did Harold find him? Because he was thrown into the underworld, right? So Harold obviously found him. And how did he feel and react to that? It's just upsetting because now it's quite clear to me that, like, we are getting Haidurin's mum loving him, and then we're getting Loki thrown out. It's just clear that he's jealous. He's jealous and wanting of the life that Haidurin had. Right? And you know what's... God, this is fucked because Loki's been thrown in the underworld. Literally born and thrown in the underworld. And it seems no matter what he does, he just keeps being sent to the underworld. And now he's been chained to the underworld. I can only imagine that this is quite literally Loki's hell. That this is quite literally just the place that reminds Loki of, like, what he is. Which is just cursed baby. Like, how horrible is that? How horrible is that? No matter what he does, he just keeps being sent here. He keeps being blamed for everything. And he's trying to make friends. Oh, he's trying to make friends. And they don't want him. They don't want him. This is, oh god, this is why I'm really liking Luffy and Loki. This is why I'm really liking their dynamic. Because Loki wasn't pretending at all with Luffy. He was trying to be like, haha, do you want to make a deal, right? And again, I said this. I think Loki's acting like this because he's putting on a facade because everyone thinks he's like that anyway. Everyone thinks he's like that, so he's gonna act like that, right? I said that fucking eons ago, that I think this is something he's doing because everyone expects it. Because no matter how much he tries, no one likes him anyway, right? That's what it felt like, and now that seems like that might be true. Loki's not actually like this. He doesn't actually... like, have this person. He's actually quite soft. But he's not even allowed to be. He's just not allowed to be. Puts him releasing the underworld's beasts in the village into a new light. There's only friends. I said that. I was defending this man from the second we saw him. From the second we saw him. When he was releasing the beasts on the village, I was like, what if he's doing that because the villagers were being, like, fucked up to the beasts? They were trying to, like, kill and eat the beasts. And Loki was like, these are my only friends. I was making excuses for him constantly. And every time I made a Loki excuse, people would go, bah, 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 bah. They're rumors. How many times? The author does the same thing he's done 10 times one more time. If they are rumors and they're bad rumors, a lot of the time they tend to not be true. It happens all the time. The rumors of Loki were not true, which is why, again, when it came to Zoro not trusting Luffy and instead believing in the rumors against Loki, that was weird. That was absolutely weird because Zoro, more than anyone, should know that rumors are false, should know that rumors are usually wrong, right? And he's saying to his captain, well, I'm only hearing rumors, but I still want to see this guy anyway, right? And then he's kicking him, and then he's going, I'm not sure about this, Luffy. And it's like, mate, you were found on rumors. Luffy found you because of rumors. And now you're looking at Loki and saying, no, I'm starting to believe the rumors. Like, I don't think so. I don't think so. I'm telling you, it's the Zoro anxiety. The Zoro anxiety. It's true. But I still want Zoro to apologize for that kick. He's not gonna. He's not gonna, but I think Loki deserves it. I don't know, maybe that's a controversial opinion. Loki deserves an apology for that. Also, the way Zoro said, if he dies, he dies, you know? How fucked is that? Even Luffy was like, that's fucked up. Like, and Luffy was desperate, and I don't want Loki to die. I don't think Loki should die here. It feels like Loki's whole life has been him trying to escape the underworld. He refuses to let the underworld be his grave. And he just keeps getting sent back. He just keeps being sent back. It's just tragic. It's so tragic. No matter what he does. And there's also something to be said about how he doesn't show his eyes as well. Right? He doesn't reveal his cursed eyes even as he's grown. And that's an indication of he's still, you know, like, conscious of them. If this is a guy that really doesn't care what people think about him, why is he still hiding his eyes? I don't know. I don't know. I think he's hiding them because he feels ashamed. He perceives himself as a curse. Yup. That only means that, like, there's probably going to be a moment where, Luffy helps him accept himself, right? And he undoes the bandages. I'm sure that's gonna happen. Thank you for the sub. I'm sure that's gonna happen. It seems pretty plausible. No, he has a devil fruit for sure. I never, like, we know he has a devil fruit because he was changed by sea prism stones. He did say that they were, yeah, they're sea prism stones. We know he has a devil fruit. I don't think that was ever debatable. It's what devil fruit does he have that we don't know. Yep, this is definitely another man that hates himself. This is another man for Mel. This is another man for Mel. For sure, for sure, for sure. Another man that hates himself. Again, I guessed it. I guessed it. He's really, really... Look, Oda's really good. It's not just men. He's really good at writing characters with very realistic self-hatred. Very realistic. Robin is a big one that comes to mind, right? She hated herself. Thank you for the sub. She hated herself. She didn't even think she deserved to be alive, right? So she wanted to sacrifice herself. And that was, of course, Water 7 in full. That whole showing of that. Frankie as well didn't like himself, which is weird to say, I know, but that was also Water 7. That was the whole point. Frankie thought it was his fault what happened to Tom. And he never forgave himself for that. And that's why Iceberg said to him, you have to forgive yourself. You need to move on from this, right? Nami as well internalized the self-hatred because of the village being in danger. Due to thinking she was responsible for Bellamer's death. Due to thinking she was responsible for the people she loved getting hurt. There was an incredible self-hatred that we saw in Nami. Very much so. Chopper, big time Chopper. Sanji, huge. Absolutely huge. Usopp in Water 7, phenomenally done as well. Oda's very, very, very good at writing, thanks for the subs, everyone. Oda's very, very, very good at writing self-hatred. He's really good at it because it's always different, but it's always so raw. There's always someone that you can find. And I'm going to say this in like the nicest way possible. the nicest way possible. I think it's because, again, that is very human. Very human. And I say that's very human because I think all of us have our own hatreds, you know what I mean, for ourselves. I think it's very hard to meet someone who loves every part of themselves, right? It's pretty hard to meet someone like that. I think it's beautiful if they do. I think it's absolutely beautiful if someone absolutely like loves themselves, right? Everyone has some kind of internalized insecurity. Everyone does. It's true. So when it comes to Oda writing these characters all having this kind of self-hatred, it's like inflated, right? Like Loki right now, this is crazy. He literally clearly seems to think he is a curse. We can tell. I can tell, I guess that's where the story's going with Loki. But he writes it in all these different ways that you can find someone to attach yourself to. Someone to really relate to. Like for me, it's Nami. I love Sanji. I really love Sanji. I don't relate to Sanji's self-hatred to that extent. I don't believe people to be above me simply because I am me. Because that's Sanji, right? Sanji is so insecure and he hates himself so much that he believes other people are more important than him just by default. Like he thinks other people's dreams are more important than his own. He thought Zoro's dream was more important than his own, which is crazy. That is an absolutely crazy thing to believe because you'd think it's as important, right? You wouldn't think someone is more important. I've met many people as well who relate to Robin with the idea of I'm allowed to live, ? As well. Pudding too. I've met many people who relate to Pudding, Boa as well. You know what I mean? Mel shooting everyone who relates to Sanji. If you relate to Sanji in this chat, stop that. Stop that right now. Oh my god. Sanji's a whole different level of self-hatred. I'm telling you. Which is why when it comes to Zoro, I do believe there's an insecurity there because this is how Oda writes his characters. I do believe I do believe Zoro has an insecurity of not being strong enough, of needing to be strong enough. I just think Zoro thinks he's not good enough. And the fact that Zoro didn't realize he had conquerors, the fact he doesn't know it's leaking out all around him, he didn't even feel that he had it, right? And I feel that like if Zoro were more confident, he'd know that. I think if Zoro were more confident in his abilities and his power, he'd know that he has conquerors. But he just seems stressed. He seems pretty stressed about it. And I know when I say this, people go, Zoro. Yes, I do think he's got some issues when it comes to his own strength. I think Zoro's anxiety is directly related to his strength. I think that's the whole point because Zoro's whole character is needing to be strong. That's the whole point of his character. He has to be the strong one, right? And that's, Mama Mad Dog, that's it. You're going to get a huge case of imposter syndrome if you don't fully believe in your abilities. It's true. And I just think that Zoro has some issues with that. I think he's had some issues with that ever since Little Garden, when he couldn't cut through. Ever since Mihawk, I should say. But ever since Little Garden specifically, when he couldn't cut through the wax and he was waving his weight around and he was going, if I were strong enough, I could have saved us. I could have saved everyone. And he's swinging that weight around. He's going, I gotta be better. It's a constant for him. He always has to be better. He just always has to be better, right? So it's what I'm seeing now. And now we're getting to Loki, and now we're seeing that Loki is literally a walking curse. A walking cursed baby. And this has made Loki this very rough, very angry man, right? It's making him someone that he's not. And I just look, I just love stories of love healing, you know? I am excited to see Loki's healing. I'm really excited to see Loki become the person that he could have been had someone loved him. Like, I feel that's what's going to happen. He's still going to be rough around the edges. He's still going to be He's still going to be a bit violent, probably. It's still him. But I'm sure he's going to be better. He's going to learn how to say please and thank you. You know what I mean? Right? And saying this, actually, this is why I really like Boa. Sorry, I have to throw her in. It's why I really like Boa, because Boa looks like she's loved by everyone. But she's loved by everyone in such a superficial way that it's not truly love. That's why I really, really like Boa. Because it seems on the surface, well, she has everything. But she didn't at all. She was objectified for everything, even when she was a slave. Like, the objectification that she receives all the time from people, you know? That's what she was receiving when she was a slave. It's not love to her. It's just shallowness that no one can see, like, through. No one can actually see her, right? Which is why Luffy has healed her and has helped her. Because Luffy didn't fall for that facade that she had, didn't fall for her mask at all, didn't love her on a shallow level, and then she told everything, showed her vulnerabilities, and then Luffy still fucked with her. And that she liked that. She just really liked that. That's why she likes him so much. And I feel like I'm feeling that with Loki, except the opposite. Everyone hates Loki, and he puts on a mask, and Luffy's seen through it, and it's making Loki go, oh. Which is just so cute, right? Isn't that the cutest thing ever? Oh, Oda has such a knack for making such cute little stories. Like this Luffy being the epicenter of like, I love you. Luffy's just, I love you. He just makes people happy because he loves them. That's just is so adorable. It's really adorable. God, I'm still looking at the Loki baby page. That is so fucked up. Why was he born with no hair? Oh, no, he had hair. They were just really tiny. Ugliest fucking baby in the world. Why are babies so ugly? Oda has got to stop drawing these babies with, like, the little points. It's so ugly. They're so ugly. Babies are ugly. They're all ugly. I think the ugliest baby Oda's ever drawn was Ace. That was a pretty ugly baby. I said he's ugly, not cursed. Calm down. His kneecaps. Wait, do you think that's a point? Do you think baby Loki was born with kneecaps? He's climbing a mountain, so maybe he was. Yeah, kneecaps. Babies are just ugly guys. I'm not about to swish a baby because I think they're ugly. I would just say that they are an ugly baby. Dude, it's so awkward if you meet someone that like has a baby. Do you want to hold baby? It's rude to say no. You can't say no, but I don't want to hold the baby. It's rude to say no, but I don't want to hold the baby. I don't say no, but I don't want to hold it. Like, I go, yeah? Wow, what a beautiful baby. You can take it back now. Like all the time, all ugly. Mel walking down the street seeing babies in strollers and whispering ill. I do that. It's not a joke. When I see a baby in public, I think, God, it's ugly. Why? Babies are just ugly. I don't understand. I don't understand. They are ugly, right? I don't get it. They just look wrong. They just look like like, don't be outside, you know what I mean? Anyway, your baby is wrong looking. Sorry, when I talked about Harold finding Loki, I mean, like, I understand Loki's climbing up the mountain, by the way. I mean more so, like, where is he going to find him and what's the reaction going to be? So now I think it's safe to assume that Harold does care for Loki. He did care for Loki, right? That seems like is what's going to happen. Which is why it's so interesting to see why would Loki like rocks so much. Why would Loki care about rocks and have rocks as a mentor? But in my opinion, this is further pushing that rocks, because look, I have this idea, guys. I don't think rocks is like awful. I truly don't believe rocks is like a horrible putrid pirate the way a lot of people think he is. I still have the theory that Loki was persistent and Rox did not want Loki following him or coming after him because Loki was a kid and would probably die on the seas. You know? I personally do not believe Rox. I personally think Rox wasn't awful. I think he was just tough. And Loki was a big kid who was a strong kid and he didn't want him following him. Loki will end up joining Blackbeard. You should not listen to those theories. Do people just say things? I'm just Do people just say things? I swear to God. What about Loki's story makes anyone think he's gonna join Blackbeard? Like, how is that even a theory? Yes. Bread of the Old Ones, I don't believe you because you tend to be wrong. You tend to be wrong. Posting crazy ass theory as engagement bait. What's one that I can have? Loki will join the Holy Knights and become a celestial dragon. Yeah. Spread it around. Spread it around. That's the theory. Surely. Surely, right? Surely. She's cooking. Oh, she's cooking. Okay. I got nothing else to add. This was a really good chapter. This was a really, really, really good chapter. I have to talk to Oomph. I have to talk to Oomph about that art because they are insisting. It was not spoilers. It was not spoilers. They just had the inspiration. And I see why, because Eye of Sauron. Come on. Everyone knows Eye of Sauron, right? I don't think it's crazy. It just means that Oda is a Lord of the Rings fan. Right? It makes sense. And if you're gonna give a kid any kind of cursed eye, you're gonna make it the Eye of Sauron. Right? If you're gonna do it, you're gonna do that. It has been a meme at a very long time. For a very long time. The dead bear? What dead bear? What are you talking about? Dead bear? Oh, he killed a bear? Oh, I didn't even notice that. Well, it probably tried to fucking eat him. It probably tried to eat him. What else was he gonna do? Do you guys care about the dead bear for power scaling? Is that why you want me to look at the dead bear? What are you expecting me to say? Holy fuck, he low diffed a bear. Base level Loki, by the way. The basest of base level Lokis. The most powerful baby. This baby is a hydrogen bomb. A hydrogen bomb baby. I think baby Loki could beat Goku. Goku stands no chance. No chance against Bab Loki. Baboki. Baby Loki beats Kaito. Lend me your huggy. This is baby Loki. I'm up against. I'm excited to see Loki when he's like an actual kid and not a baby, by the way. Because he won't be as ugly. But I'm excited to see Loki's like developing years. Like I really, really want to see how he's internalized this. And I'm guessing that we're gonna get some crying Loki scenes when he's a kid. I'm guessing we're going to get some Loki trying to befriend people and all of them saying no, and Loki sobbing. I can't get over the fact how many times I said, I don't actually think Loki's the one causing all these problems. I just think they're blaming him for that. I'll never forget when I said that and how many people were against that. You guys are trying to make this like it's not a big deal that I was right. But it's a big deal. Because I was saying this shit before it was obvious. I was saying all of this before it was obvious. People were like, Mel, he killed the horse. And I was like, I don't think he did kill the horse. I think the horse just died and they blamed him for it. Like, I don't think he was doing all this shit. I just think they were blaming him for it. And they were blaming him for it. I keep being right. God, I'm excited. When Zoro has his breakdown... Oh, I forgot to talk about this last chapter, actually. Let's talk about this. Sanji and his conquerors. I feel foolish. I feel unbelievably foolish. And let me elaborate. Now, I have a issue. And I have an issue because when it comes to Sanji and conquerors, and when it comes to conquerors in general, I was averse to it, and I was averse to Sanji having it. And the reason I was averse to him having it is because of the way this fandom treats Conqueror's Haki and treats characters. They basically treat Conqueror's Haki like, if you don't have it, you're a useless character, right? If you don't have it, you're not a good enough character. And I hate that shit. I absolutely despise that shit because that is not how Oda writes. Just because a character doesn't have Haki or doesn't have Conquerors or doesn't have a Devil Fruit or can't fight doesn't make them useless. This is why I'm also so fucking annoyed when people say the Straw Hats need Haki. Robin needs Haki. Usopp needs Haki. Nami needs Haki. Blah, blah, blah. I don't like that shit because it doesn't come from a place of actual writing. It comes from a place of, I think they'd be more useful with Haki. And I don't enjoy that. Because that's not the way Oda writes. That's not the way the Straw Hats are. The Straw Hats do not need Haki. You're just wanting them to have Haki because you think that will make them better and more useful as a character. They are fine the way they are. They don't need Haki. Haki is not the end-all be-all of a character being useful. And it really frustrates me when people talk like that. It just really, really frustrates me. Because again, that's not how Oda writes. So when it came to Sanji and Conquerors, right? I was like, no, he doesn't need it. And I wasn't saying he doesn't need it because he's too good for it. I don't think he's too good for it. It's because I don't think Sanji, like, needs to be useful or needs Conquerors to be useful. But that's where I was, like, getting it wrong, right? Because here's the issue. Sanji wants to be useful. That's Sanji's whole fucking thing. He wants to serve people. He wants to do nothing but be a tool that can help people. That's his whole point. That's what his whole story is about. So Sanji, even though me and you and everyone would probably think, well, Sanji doesn't need, right? Sanji doesn't need it. Sanji himself would think he needs it. Because Sanji wants to help Luffy become Pirate King, right? He's desperate to do that. Not only that, he wants to help his fellow Wing as well, Zoro, right? So we'd want to have it to be useful. And I felt foolish because I was like, Oda doesn't just give characters powers, he gives them a reason to have that power. So of course, if Sanji is going to have conquerors, he's going to need, like, he's going to be given a reason to have conquerors, right? Are we understanding? So when it comes to the chapter previously with Gabon and with Zoro and with the Conqueror stuff, that's why that chapter made me go, oh, because we are now being given a reason for it. I will honestly argue that beforehand we were not given enough of a reason. We were not given enough of a reason for Sanji to really develop conquerors. But now Gabon is saying to Zoro, right, if you want to help your captain, you need to figure this conqueror shit out. And Sanji would want to help his captain. Again, Sanji has an issue. Because I thought Sanji was making strides in his self-worth issues. I thought he was starting to heal. He is starting to heal, there's no doubt. But he's still got problems. Because we still have to think about Onigashima. We still have to think about Onigashima and how Sanji was when he was fighting Queen. Because remember what Sanji said. Even when he had his own life on the line, right? He was still saying, Luffy, what would you prefer? Would you prefer me as a soldier that just kills, or would you prefer me as me? He was still considering Luffy when it came to his own life, which is fucked up, right? So when it comes to conquerors, of course he would want something that would make him useful to Luffy. He can't shake this shit. It's not something you can get rid of. This is his character. And then this is where the problem ensues with Sanji. And here's where my big game theory comes in. Gabon said something to Sanji that's quite clear. For people who don't know, the chapter where there's like white behind Sanji and he's not saying anything, that is very probably, very likely Gabon saying something to Sanji about this whole conqueror situation. A lot of people took that as a gag. It wasn't a gag. It's very probably Gabon saying something to him. And here's what I think is going on. I think Sanji has the ability. I think Sanji has the capability. I think that's quite clear. He has the skill. He does have the ability. Anyone who says he doesn't is just, they just don't like him, okay? It's just imaginary numbers shit. He's a wing. He stands alongside Zoro. He's got observation haki. He, more than anyone, he's got the ability to be able to get it. But he doesn't have the person. Because how can you unlock Conqueror's haki if you want to unlock it for someone else? Right? And by someone else, I mean you want to be used by them, essentially. Because I still fully believe that Conquerors is embodied in your want. Your want to conquer. Your want and your will to conquer, right? You want to conquer something. I don't know why else it would be called that. Unless that was the point of it. So how can someone like Sanji possibly unlock conquerors if it's not his own want exactly? If it's not his own goal that's getting him there? Because the reason Zoro unlocked it when it came to Kaido and Onigashima, right, is because he wanted to defeat Kaido. He wanted to be able to master Enma. He wants to become a master swordsman. There was more than just Luffy there. There was also his own wants and wills. But Sanji is someone who puts his own dreams above, like below everyone. His own dream below everyone. When Zoro wants to become a master swordsman, he's not putting that below Luffy becoming Pirate King. He's putting that next to Luffy becoming Pirate King. They are working together. It is quite clear that Sanji doesn't believe his dream is alongside Luffy's. Or Zoro's. He believes that his dream is below them. He believes that Zoro and Luffy are more important than him and his own dream. Right? So, how can someone like that unlock something like Conqueror's Haki if you don't even have, like, your own respect and your own want to want something, you know what I mean? To think that you deserve this just as much as someone else. And I really do think that might be what's holding him back. That he needs to be a little bit more selfish. There is not a selfish bone in Sanji's body. Everything he does for others. Ever since we met him in the Baratier, he wouldn't even go to sea because he wanted to stay there for Zeph, because he thought Zeph's dream was more important than his own. Now he thinks Luffy's dream is. Now he thinks Zoro's dream is. It just keeps piling up, right? And I truly think that that is what's holding him back. That he needs that selfish want that he just doesn't have. And I think that this is where the All Blue can really come back around. Where he's like, this is my dream. I want to find the All Blue. I want to go there. This is a want that he has. He wants to find the All Blue. Because getting the All Blue dream out of Sanji is like pulling teeth. He doesn't tell people that. It's very hard for him to tell people that. Like, the whole point of the Baratier is that Luffy beat off a whole fucking pirate fleet. A whole damn pirate fleet for Sanji to finally confess what he actually wanted. Right? Luffy had to beat Sanji the fuck up in Whole Cake Island after starving himself, after waiting for him, after staying there and keeping a promise. He had to actually like hit Sanji to say, but what do you feel? Tell me what you really feel. Right? And it was Sanji going, Luffy, I can't do this. It is so hard to get Sanji's selfishness out of him. It is so hard to get Sanji's wants out of him. It's really, really, really hard. Right? And this is why I'm like, Whole Cake Island, like, people don't immediately heal. They don't immediately heal like that. This is one of the reasons why I really like Oda and how he writes. Because when someone goes through a healing event, that doesn't fix them immediately. You're not immediately fixed by going through this. Even Robin is like that. Even Robin has moments of, wow, this is my family that love me. Right? After Water 7, she wasn't immediately healed. She still had to come out of her shell a bit more. She still had to realize this family and crew loved her like this. It's still something that she has to understand. You're not immediately healed when you're saved, so to speak. It's a process, or a process. Oh my god, I said it like an American, a process. It's a process, right? So when it comes to Sanji and Whole Cake Island helped him. It didn't heal him. He still has issues. The fact that he was in Onigashima and he was still thinking, Luffy, what would you prefer? About his own life. About his own life, guys. That is a sign that he still has ways to go. He still has a very long way to go to understand that his life is just as important as Luffy's own. What he wants is just as important as what Luffy wants. That's the point. Luffy doesn't want his crew under him. He wants his crew with him. The whole point with the Straw Hats is they're making their dreams come true together. They're not prioritizing dreams, right? And I don't think Sanji knows that. I don't think Sanji understands that. I think Sanji is still prioritizing dreams above his own. And again, how can someone with that mindset, like, get Conquerors, right? I do think Conquerors is as much a personal thing, as it is, like, who you are. You know what I mean? I think it's also ability. It's strength and it's ability, but it's also who you are. I really do think that is the case, right? And I just think Sanji currently does not have the person, because the more you think about Sanji, the more you think, but why? Why can't he unlock it? I really do think he has the power. I think you'd be crazy to think he doesn't. So, which is why it makes me think, what is holding him back here? Oh, it has to be his person. What else could it be? Just what else could it be? I just don't know what else it could be.
Howdy
right?
do, boys.
The rest of the crew, by the way, can still help Elbaf. They can still help those children, and they can still try and get people to safety. Just because they can't personally fight the Holy Knights one-on-one doesn't mean they still can't help people. That's the whole point of the other Straw Hats. They don't fight the big Chungus one-on-one. They never do that. They help where they can. Well, here's the thing, and here's what maybe might happen, because I do not believe Sanji's mutation is over at all. I don't think Sanji's mutation is over. And I don't think Sanji's mutation has been over. I think anyone who thinks Sanji's mutation is done with has been tricked. I honestly think it's a red herring. Because here's what I think. Here's a theory of what could possibly happen. If Sanji is being told you need to be someone else to unlock Conquerors, right? You need to be better to unlock Conquerors. I think there's a very high chance that Sanji is going to start pushing himself a lot. I think both Zoro and Sanji are about to really start pushing themselves because they think we are the wings of an emperor. We have to start acting like it, right? And I think Zoro is going to push himself and that's going to make him spiral in a bad way. And I think Sanji pushing himself will also make him spiral in a bad way. Because I think what might happen is maybe he might think I need to be tougher, I need to be rougher, right? I need to be more than this. And wouldn't that just be the perfect environment to push out those Vinsmoke genes, right? Wouldn't that be the perfect environment to turn him into a monster because he wants to be better? And that is what makes him mutate, because he thinks I need to be better than this. Which is horrid to think, but I feel like it's a possibility. Elbaf Sanji's Whole Cake Island. I don't know if this will happen in Elbaf, honestly. I don't know. I really don't know what's going to happen with Elbaf. And someone actually pointed out to me, fuck, who was it? I think it was Foily in the chat. She pointed out to me that Zoro, because I've talked about this, when Zoro's upset, he projects. He acts like an asshole to people when he's upset, usually at himself. We saw it happen on Punk Hudson. He yelled at Luffy to get his act together. But through Luffy and Sanji's reactions, we knew that that was actually Zoro being upset at himself. He's done it again. So when he was talking about Luffy crying over Vegapunk dying in Egghead, Zoro said, what a loser. He's crying over some old man. He's an emperor. Girl, he should start acting like one, right? And Jinbei went, wow, what the hell? Like, that was harsh. That was really harsh. And why the hell are you acting this way? And now we're seeing he's acting out in Elbaf. He's a bit on edge. And now Gaban is saying to him, you need to get your act together. You need to start being better. You got to know this shit. And he's apologized. Once again, it's a showing of Zoro is projecting. He's projecting because he thinks he needs to be better. And he's pushing that on someone else. Right? He's pushing that. He pushed that on Luffy. He's pushing on Luffy, you gotta act like an emperor. When really it's him thinking, I have to start acting like the wing of an emperor. I have to start acting like I belong on an emperor's crew.
Howdy do, boys.
It's not him pushing anything onto... It's not him being mean to Luffy. It's him pushing his own insecurities onto Luffy. It's what he does. He's done it before. He's done it before. I'm not crazy for saying this, which is why when I look at his fight in Egghead, and I keep telling you guys, he wasn't happy with that fight. That fight on Egghead fucked him up. He was incredibly upset about that. He thought his performance wasn't good enough. I thought he did fine, and you thought he did fine, right? But he didn't think he did fine, which is why he projected, and which is why he's now acting so rough in Elbaf, because I gotta shape up, I gotta be better. And Gaban's even said that to him. And imagine Gaban, like one of the wings of the former pirate kings, saying that to you. You need to be better. Wouldn't that fuck you up? Wouldn't that just absolutely like crush your mental state in a way? That you were being like reprimanded by this incredibly powerful pirate who's saying, shape the fuck up. Like, that would be really rough to hear. Incredibly rough to hear. I'd cry. Right? And it's like, it's just... this is why I say Zoro has a tender heart. He's always had a tender heart. And I hate the way people try and push that Zoro is big stoic man. He's not a big stoic man. He's not. He tries to act like one and he's not. Eddie. But yeah, by the way, the whole time we've been talking, I've had baby Loki on my screen, which is horrendous and horrifying. Anyway, sorry, I just wanted to say about the Sanji thing that I feel stupid. I feel stupid. I was tunnel visioned on Zoro. Mel, please let me out of the cage. It's been 30 months and all you've given me to munch on is a DVD of Saw 3. And you'll enjoy it. You'll enjoy it. But yeah, I feel ridiculous because me, the Sanji girl, the Sanji fan, overlooks Sanji still having issues. Still having self-issues because I was so focused on Zoro. This is the first time this has ever happened. And I feel dumb. I feel dumb and stupid. And I'm like, ugh, I cannot believe this. Zoro blinded me. He blinded me. And it's like, it's not just Zoro that's gonna have a rough time. Sanji is gonna have a rough time as well. They're both gonna have a rough time. I don't know what's gonna happen upstairs. I don't know what's gonna happen when they get upstairs in Elbaf. I just don't think it's gonna be easy. I think it's gonna be really rough. Really, really, really rough. And I think they're going to suffer. I think they're gonna suffer a little. You're gonna have a bad time. Anyway, sorry, this was about Loki and we are sidetracked, but of course I always gotta talk about Sanji. Editing streams, I have a script to write. I need to prioritize the script over the chapter review. So if I don't make it this break week, sorry, that's just the case. So I'll be writing my script, and when I record, then I'll be streaming. Hopefully I'll be back to stream for you guys. Okay. Thank you everyone for the subs. I don't know why my sub has gone back to Chaz It Up. That's my old sound. I don't know what's going on. I'll have to fix that again. But yeah, I'll fix that and I'll see what's going on. Thank you everyone. I super duper appreciate it, and I will see you when I see you. Let me get my box. Whoop. Bye everyone. Thank you for joining. I super duper whooper appreciate it. And see you with my next editing streams. Bye bye everyone. Bye bye. Bye bye. Bye bye. Bye bye. Shanks and Buggy are gonna kiss, by the way. Bye. Bye.